Hello learners, I welcome you all to this session on potential appraisal, purposes, indicators and the techniques. So in the last class, we have discussed or we are discussing the performance management system, its principles and strategies. Today we are going to discuss potential appraisal or purposes, indicators and techniques of potential appraisals. Okay. I am Dr. Chandrakant Sahu, Institute of Management and Information Technology, Cuttack. So let us have a quick view or quick discussion on the difference between performance appraisal and potential appraisal. So in case of performance appraisal, what we do, we assess the performance. Whereas in case of potential appraisal, what we discuss, assessment of unutilized capabilities. What does it mean? So what happens? Sometimes the employees may not be able to give his or her 100% in performance. Okay. So in terms of performance, there may be some of the skills or competencies remain unutilized. So in case of potential appraisal, what we do, we assess those unutilized capabilities. Okay. So what is the time of assessment? Basically in case of performance appraisal, so after the performance is delivered, assessment is done or appraisal is done. In case of potential appraisal, before the job is done. Okay. Suppose 1 year performance assessment is over. Okay. So after that, so next year planning. So before the next year planning or development of various indicators, performance indicators, so this performance appraisal may be conducted. Okay. So what are the main purposes? The purposes of performance appraisal is to decide incentives, pay, promotion and training needs. Okay. And it also that determines the effectiveness of various HR programs. It can be. Okay. So but in case of potential appraisal, to decide future job assignment, so it has futuristic implications. So whereas in case of performance appraisal, we we appraise the past performance. So what are the basis of assessments in case of performance appraisal? Quality and quantity of work done. So, so as you know that performance has also a qualitative and quantitative dimensions. Okay. So what are the quantity and what quality, in terms of quality performance is assessed. So whereas in case of potential appraisal, it is the personality traits, experience, aptitude, ambitions. So most of the things are qualitative in nature. Okay. So let us discuss about the various purposes of potential appraisals. So the first purpose is to inform employees of their future prospects. So when in potential appraisal, the unutilized skills are identified, unutilized capabilities of the employees are identified. So basically after that, what happens, a feedback is given to the employees so that he becomes aware of what capabilities he has. So it helps in identifying the future prospect in the company, and basically it also helps in career development. So second objective is that to enable the organization to draft a succession program. So succession program, as you know that it happens at the top level management. So this potential appraisal helps the HR to identify the key competencies that or key capabilities that an individual is having, and in future with that capability, if he or she can, then soldiers a top management or a board responsibility. Yeah. So next, so third purpose is to advise employees about the work to be done to enhance their career opportunities. Okay. So if an employee is aware of that capabilities, and it will help him to have a good career plan. Okay, so that he can work, he can upgrade himself, he can utilize his capabilities to the fullest extent. So next objective is to update training and recruitment activities. Okay. So potential appraisal also helps us to update training. So if sometimes what happens, so that HR may not be aware of this, what capabilities are that available. Okay. So when HR does this performance appraisals, he can have a total overview of the potentiality available with the people. So if training requires, he can plan. Okay. And if a recruitment drive is required also, that HR can also plan with the support of line managers. So let us discuss about the various indicators of potential appraisals. So there are, broadly speaking, there are 5 kinds of indicators. Okay, 5 indicators are there. Indeed, there are different indicators for different jobs. So these indicators that we are discussing here, these are the general indicators. So the first indicators is sense of reality. People usually act based on their thought process. A sense of reality refers to the extent to which a person thinks and acts objectively, controls his emotional pressures, and continues to pursue realistic projects with enthusiasm and achieves business goals. So it requires to what extent a person maintains his emotional stability and he acts objectively without emotions, okay, not subjectively. So then second indicator is imagination. It's a kind of an inference. Imagination is the mind's eyes. So mind can see the world through the power of imagination. A man dreams by virtue of his imaginative power. It is the ability to let the mind range over a wide variety of possible causes of actions to achieve specific results. Imagination goes beyond conventional approaches to situations and does not remain confined to this work is done in only one way. So there can be multiple ways of viewing a work getting done. Okay, so the best way can be selected. So third one is power of analysis. So power of analysis refers to the capability or capacity to reformulate, innovate, break down and transform an apparently complicated situation into manageable terms. Okay. So people with power of analysis believe in innovate and evaporate. This is also important. So breadth of the visions. People need visionary skills, especially the people in the leadership positions. So people need visionary skills and their breadth of vision should be wider. Breadth of vision means the ability to examine a problem in the context of a much broader framework of reference. People with breadth of visions can detect relationship with those aspects within a specific situation which could impact the situation. So then persuasive skills. So persuasiveness. This is also, even if this persuasive skill is also very much important for HR. So because it helps the man and various managerial position also, people who are occupying or who are in various managerial positions, they need this persuasive skills because in managerial position they need to motivate their subordinates, the people they work with. So therefore this persuasive skill is important for them. Persuasiveness helps one trying as long as it takes to produce results. It is the ability to sell ideas to others and get a continuing commitment. Using managerial authority may not always produce results. Persuasiveness or persuasions refers to using personal influences by way of negotiations. So it's a kind of selling the ideas. So presentation is also, self presentation is also important. So there are many techniques of potential appraisals. One such technique is self appraisal. A self appraisal means it is the appraisal by the self. Okay. A self appraisal is an assessment in which a candidate right to characterize his performance during a specific work period. So the candidate normally write a self appraisal as part of his annual performance evaluations. So he most likely include achievements, accomplished goals, and any matrices on which he helped the company. It should be an honest appraisal. So include any challenges that he had to overcome. So these are some of the tips how to write a self appraisal. So highlight your accomplishment. So normally this has to be highlighted. So he has to highlight himself what he has delivered in the current performance appraisal period. Highlight or highlight your own accomplishment. Gather data to showcase the achievements. So it is not that telling tall things. So whatever a person's claims, that his claims have to be supported by the data. So align the self or yourselves or the candidate himself with the company. The company or the candidate has to write his self appraisal in such a way so that his appraisal is aligned with, that means his showcase of skills is truly aligning the company. So reflect objectively on any mistakes. So if the candidate has really committed any sort of mistakes, he has to that he has to reflect on those. So he has to set goals also. So as for anything you need to improve, if any that support, systemic support is necessitated, the candidate can also ask, then get a second opinion. Okay, so this is one example of how a self appraisal is written. So during my third year as a customer service representative with larger logistic international companies, INC, I exceeded my previous year's goals. What is the first point? It is highlighting your accomplishment. So I exceeded my previous year goals. I was able to produce I was able to reduce call times by 17% and increased customer satisfaction by 9%. This is the supported by, this is something that second point we talked about. So whatever accomplishment you are highlighting, those have to be supported by data. Okay. So I believe my critical thinking skill and ability to empathize with customers helped me to excel. Okay, this is indeed, this is the third point. It has also highlighted, that means aligning yourself with the companies. Additionally, the company gave my team the task to keep our unresolved ticket queue under 100. So I managed to successfully resolve 3 more tickets per day than each of my co-workers. So my dedication to larger logistics helps me stay motivated and focused on my task. So this is during the third quarter I encountered a particularly challenging customer issue. Okay, reflect objectively on any mistakes we talked about. So customer issues, one challenge emerged. Her account had been charged triple the amount it should have been without explanations, causing more unexpected cash flow issues. As her customer service representative, I listened to her explanations and immediately apologized for the inconvenience. I put her on a brief hold while I investigated her account. I found that the cause of the overcharge was an oversight I could have fixed before it happened. It's a kind of realizations. So when I resumed the call, I apologized again and explained what happened. I authorized an immediate credit to her account so she could resume her business normally. I also implemented a weekly account check so I could ensure the issue would not happen again. Okay. So for this Coming year with larger logistic, I want to improve my leadership skill by enrolling in the company's leadership training program. So this is that sixth point we talk about. Ask for anything you need to improve. So the persons, the representatives wants to improve his leadership skill by enrolling in the company's leadership program. I believe I possess the requisite experience to pursue a leadership role in my department. He is also once again highlighting that he has the ability or capability to undertake a leadership positions, to take the responsibility of a leadership positions. As a leader, I would strive to reduce call times and recurring calls. I would also implement more team building activities that would help the customer service department work together as a team to better assist customers. I look forward to the coming years with larger logistic and continuing to help the company succeed. This is just one example illustration that I have given how to write a self appraisals. Okay, so first technique of potential appraisal, that writing a self appraisals. Okay, so understanding self is much more important than any other sort of appraisals. So the first technique is self appraisal. So second technique is the peers appraisal. So peers appraisal means appraisal of an employee by the peers that he is working with. It refers to an employee's performance assessment provided by the employee's colleagues in the immediate working environment, who have observed the employee's job performance and are able to give constructive feedback. Understood? Sometimes what happens, there may be certain latent that competencies in the employee. So he might not have observed, he might not have felt that he is good at certain things. So when peers provide certain kind of appraisals or feedback, so it helps the employees in understanding his capabilities. So therefore this peers appraisal is also significant. So there are some tips, like tips to write peers appraisal: be honest and diplomatic. Okay, so honest feedback is very much important. So hiding your colleagues key flaws on our peers evaluation is not going to do them so or you or any favors. So honest feedback really helps. So support your assertion with data. Whenever you tell something or you are writing on your peers, so you support with the data. Just as in the that in case of self appraisal, so there are some data also. Okay, there are also certain facts also. It is not that telling that words or sentences, it is not like that. Whatever is written, it should be that supported by data. So support your assertions with data. Try not to let your personal relationship cloud your judgments. So once again, that 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 personality and professionalism should not clash. Okay, so try not to let your personal relationship cloud your judgment. So suppose somebody is good with somebody else, so that he should give right feedback. It should not be like that. So it is honest feedback once again. So don't cross through the process, since it's a process recommended by the management to go through the process. Don't get hurried. Okay, so write in good language, appropriate language. Okay, so therefore this can be helpful. Okay, a few more techniques are also there. There are also superior appraisals. Superior appraisal, as you know, that in case of peer appraisal, it is the appraisal by the peers, but in case of superior appraisal, it is the appraisal by the peers. The same thing, it is also once again the supervisors have to provide honest feedback. Okay, so all the techniques that we have written or the tips that we have written in case of peers appraisal can be also applicable here. Okay, so then MBO, management by objective, is also one technique that is also otherwise known as appraisal by result. This is developed by Peter F. Drucker. So, what this MBO is all about? So, management by objectives is a mutual goal setting process. Okay, mutual goal setting process in which the manager and their subordinates sit together. Okay, and discuss what should the departmental goal, what should be the individual goals, what should the team goals. So, this is how MBO. So, after that in MBO there are a lot of exercises. Okay, so they discuss about the strength and weakness of the department. They discuss also all about the um, people's capabilities. Okay, so it also helps in identifying the potential of the employees. Okay, then psychological and psychometric uh, test. Okay, there are also certain kind of tests like psychometric test. Okay, so psychometric test can reveal also underlying potentiality of the employees. Similarly, in assessment center, there are managements, also some of the management games like role playing, leadership exercises. These are also okay. So these are also being organized. So role playing, brainstorming exercises also. During brainstorming also, when people get freedom to express themselves, they also their own that latent skills also come out. So this also helps in identifying the potential of the employees. So then, uh, so steps to be taken or steps to be followed while introducing a good appraisal systems. So what are the various steps to be taken? So number one step is role descriptions. Organization roles and functions must be defined clearly. This is very important. If there is the roles and functions are clouded, are not clearly defined, so it hinders. So a good potential appraisal system would be based on the clarity of roles and functions associated with different roles in the organizations. This requires extensive job description to be made available for which job, for each job. This job description should spell out the various functions involved in performing the job effectively. So role description, job descriptions, these are also very much important. Unless we know this, we cannot manage people effectively. The HR or the department or the line manager cannot, because they do not know what roles are available in the departments or the organizations. So clarity of role descriptions, clarity of job descriptions are very essential. So quality is required based on job descriptions. The roles to be played by employees should be prepared. So based on job descriptions, roles to be played by the employees should be prepared. That could be technical jobs, managerial jobs, or behavioral dimensions. These have to be also seen. So rating mechanism, besides listing the functions and qualities, the potential appraisal system must list mechanism of judging the qualities of employees such as rating by others, use of various psychological tests and games, technical knowledge and skills and performance appraisal records to be maintained. Understood? So rating is also, so this the rating is very much essential for appraisals. So this has to also develop. Organizing the system, once the functions, the qualities required to perform these functions, indicators of these qualities and mechanism for generating these indicators are clear, the organization is in an effective position so as to establish and operate a potential appraisal system. So the system has to be organized. So then feedback. If the organizations believes in the development of human resources, it should attempt to generate a climate of openness, that is called open feedback. Okay, so people, so normally if the organization closes the feedback systems, it cannot prosper. So therefore there should be open feedback system. Such a climate is required for helping employees to understand their strengths and weaknesses and to create opportunities for development. A good potential appraisal system should provide an opportunity for every employee to know the results of assessment and should also help in order to understand the qualities actually required for performing the role for which employees think he or she has the requisite potential. Okay, so these are the basic steps to be followed while introducing a good appraisal system. So this is just the overview of the techniques, so that we have already discussed. So self appraisal, appraisal by the self, that means to what extent a person realizes his own potentiality and his contributions to the company. Then peers appraisal, peers means it is appraisal by the peers, so it has to be honest but diplomatic. And then superior, that appraisals, supervisors appraisal, appraisal by the supervisors. Okay, then MBO we also discussed, management by objectives, psychological and sociometric tests also can be used for identifying the potentiality or capabilities. So then there can be some certain management games like role playing, brainstorming can be also used to appraise potential. Leadership exercises can also be done. Okay, so thank you very much for today. We will meet with another sessions. Okay, so basically today what we have discussed, we have discussed the purposes, indicators and techniques of potential appraisal. Thank you.